Hi team, Paul here with Travel Ventures, and my ambition today is to spend a few minutes to help you find the best values to navigate some common mistakes when shopping for travel deals, and a few insider tips and tricks as well. So let's jump in. You'll see here, these are the big guys, OTAs, online travel agents. Some of these companies transact over $150 billion a year. And the first question we get is, how do we beat these guys on price every day? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some good to know information when you're shopping around and looking for values and comparing hotel pricing. We'll talk about how to find the best values to know what it is you're looking at before you buy it. And then lastly, what do you do if you find a lower price? So let's jump in. This is Kayak, one of the biggest comparison sites. These seem like a great place to start, right? You've probably looked at them yourselves. The first question you might ask is, why would they promote here a price of $377 when it's available other sites for $347, let's say on Expedia, Travelocity? Well, here's a clue right up the top. Kayak, part of Booking.com. There's your first clue. Booking.com is owned by Priceline, one of the biggest players in the industry. Why are the prices all the same? Well, some might say this is called price fixing, but the industry calls it price parity. All of the big, in fact, all of the retail players have to sell at the same price. And you're probably wondering, well, if that's true, Paul, why is there a lower price here and lower than this $377? And we will discover in just a moment. So back to Kayak, again owned by Booking.com. Again, they're showing a higher price, their own price, of course, right? No surprises, when lower prices are available. However, when I click through, we'll actually see that end price, your total price for the stay with taxes and fees, is $536, which is $76 a night, not $64 a night. The price has increased 26%. That's not insignificant. Very frustrating, very deceptive. Here's another price, $331 for the exact same hotel, for the exact same stay in the exact same room. $331 is the member price, the Travel Ventures member price on your travel portal. Much better, I think you would agree. Here's another example, $113 or $874 for the entire stay. However, after a few clicks, yes, once again, it's jumped up very significantly. $1,063, which is $212 a night. And it took 3 websites to get there, 3 registrations, 3 bounces, more pop-ups. Very, very frustrating. The actual price ends up being double what the advertised price was. And yes, I'm going to expect to get a bunch more emails from these sites I had to sign up for. We don't want that. So how do we find the best deals? Well, you'll see, of course, everyone has a sale price. You're going to see it on the screen here, $179 on one of the big guys. I think this is Expedia. That's a previous price. They're currently selling at $149. They think that's a discount. We think otherwise. So don't pay too much attention to the big retail sites. There's hundreds of millions of dollars of marketing at play here to make you think you're getting a great deal, when in reality, it's the same as everybody else. You'll see the prices change very frequently, as we just explained. As you click through, you'll see the prices change. And many hotels are changing their prices by the minute and by the hour. So if you see a great deal on Travel Ventures, make sure you go ahead and book it, because it won't get any cheaper. All right, so how do we make it easy? Well, we're doing a huge amount of comparison in the background. When you click search for your hotel, we are comparing hundreds of different sources. And again, these are unpublished, wholesale, net rate type prices, and we pass those savings directly on to you as a paid membership. The big guys, remember, can't do this. You'll see big savings right up front. In this instance, 42%, 11%, 7%. Supply and demand is key. If you're booking for a hotel room tomorrow, or you're booking for a hotel New Year's Eve, don't expect to see big savings. Be flexible, book ahead. We'll talk about that in a moment. We show the taxes and fees inclusive in that final price. We're not going to add it in 6 clicks down the road and frustrate everybody. It's right up front. Your total price, total stay, including taxes shown. and there's never any booking fees. Do note though, resort fees may still be charged locally. Some hotels will charge for resort fees at the time of check-in. We can't do anything about those, but we don't add any booking fees, which is common in the retail space. Cancellation policy. So there's some things to look for, additional things to look for. So we talked about the room taxes and fees. Cancellation policy is a big one. So make sure your rooms are fully refundable or partially refundable and not non-refundable. And maybe you're certain of your travel plans, but the reality is if you book a non-refundable room type, you're not going to get your money back if your plans change. You'll be stuck with it. Okay. Look at the room types. Hotels are very creative. They will apply lots of different names to the same room sometimes just to be able to sell it at different prices. Just because it sounds like a better room, it may not be. Okay. And if you're comparing, make sure you're comparing like for like. So you're looking at standard room on one side and standard room on another. Inclusions, especially outside of the US, many hotels will offer different rate plans. Some with breakfast, some without, so make sure you're aware if there's any inclusions you need to be looking at. And currencies. Some sites are not clear on which currencies they operate in, and that can be confusing. And we talked about comparison sites not being what they seem. Another thing to look for on my screen here, you can see this hotel, the Las Vegas Marriott, $289 on a Wednesday night, and that drops to $189 on a Friday night. So the total stay has a blend of different per night pricing. So if you have flexibility, you'll be much better to check in and adjust your stay and capture those lower rates. Now, let's look at another example. On the screen here, you can see for the Luxor Hotel, this is a huge, big, very prominent 4-star resort, the Pyramid Hotel. Everyone's seen it. Everyone knows it on the Vegas Strip. $101. This is a Travel Ventures price, including taxes and fees for a 2-night stay. I think that's pretty attractive. However, look at this. If you just shifted your stay a couple of days without looking, then a Friday check-in is 3 times the price, right? So be aware and be flexible if you can. You can pay an awful lot more, 3x in this instance, for the same room in the same hotel just a couple of days apart. As hotels fill up, their availability and choice of rooms are reduced. You don't want to be the last one checking in and you're stuck in that nasty ground floor room next to the elevators, right? So book ahead, plan, and don't get to the hotels too late. Avoid holidays and conventions. Prices will be through the roof if you're trying to book a holiday because everybody wants to be there. Again, be flexible if you can. Day of week we talked about, and as I just mentioned, the price differences here are very, very extensive. Some of the best values we have that can be overlooked to be found on the vacation rentals tab. You can see here an example in Orlando. This is a 2-bedroom villa for a 7-night stay. The villa has a separate dining area. It has a full kitchen, oven, microwave, fridge, freezer, full facilities, laundry facilities, outdoor seating, and 2 separate bedrooms, sleeping 6 people. The price here, you can see, again includes taxes and fees, a little bit over $400, and this is sleeping 6 people for 7 nights, or the way I like to think of it is, this is Orlando for under $10 a night, $10 per person per night. That's an incredible value. It just doesn't get any better than that. So what can you expect as a Travel Ventures member? Pricing on the membership site is always better than the retail site. No, that's not true. We are priced extremely aggressively due to the nature of our supply chain that I talked about earlier. We can do what the big guys cannot. And you can certainly expect us to be cheaper most of the time, but not always. We'll talk about what happens if not in a moment. But remember, hotels like airlines maximize their pricing based on expected occupancy. So again, book ahead, be flexible, avoid holidays. If you can arrive on a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, that's going to be much better than arriving at the weekend. And as I said many times, be flexible. What can you expect to save? Well, I like to be conservative and save very comfortably. You can expect to save 15 to 30% or more sometimes much more on most hotels, most of the time. You'll see on my screen here 60%, 55%, 27%, just to make a point. And remember, value is more than just monetary savings. You can save a lot of time by enlisting the travel support team. They're here 24/7. We pride ourselves on our customer service. Don't be shy to engage them. Of course, you're also getting air insurance. You're also getting pricing insurance. We'll talk about that in just a moment. You get airfare discounts, airport lounge access, discounted activities, and folks, don't forget, activities are the reasons we're traveling to most destinations, right? So don't overlook an opportunity to browse what's happening in a destination, find something fun and unusual, and save some money. Car hire, we have all the major brands, everything you expect to see, and again, at member-only pricing. And don't forget my favorite, the daily discounts benefit. This can save you money not just when you're shopping for travel. This can save you money every day of the year. But of course, you can also use it while you're traveling and while you're in resort. Save some money on your dining and attractions. So what do you do if you find a lower price? Well, if in doubt, contact the travel support team. They can usually make a difference. It's worth your time to contact them. However, if you do find a lower price and it's the same hotel, dates, room type, currency, cancellation, everything else, we'll match or beat that price for you. So just let us know about it before you book. And if for some reason we can't beat that price, we'll actually pay you 110% of the difference. Yes, we will pay you that difference. Assurance, if you've already booked, you still don't need to worry because we will still pay you that 110% of the difference. Had you already booked your hotel and confirmed, we can still pay you that difference should something pop up. And we are now pleased to add that price promise now is applicable to cruises in addition to your hotel and airfare. Very nice. So team, that's it in a nutshell. I hope this has been useful to you, and we certainly look forward to speaking to you all very shortly.